Wow.
Frozen solid. Well, not solid, but frozen. Well, day 4 we went into Glacier Bay National Park, and actually the video that you're watching is the park rangers getting on the ship, which is interesting because I didn't realize that. I mean, I guess I realized it was a national park, but it has ranger stations and all the things you would expect in a national park, and it was really kind of a all day long excursion.
Yeah. And this is the part of Alaska that if you think of Alaska, this is the type of things that you probably think of. It's the beauty, it's the nature. That's why a lot of people go to Alaska, and it is absolutely stunning. And these pictures do not do it justice.
Oh no, we have literally hundreds and hundreds of pictures from Glacier Bay taken with 4 or 5 different cameras that we just can't use because that would make the whole video like 7 hours long. We can't do that. These are just some of the pictures, and the pictures, even the pictures we took, have no comparison to actually being there.
Right. The pictures do it absolutely no justice whatsoever. This is a trip that we got to check off of our bucket list, and this is one of the reasons. Just the beauty of it all, and the neat thing about it is the captain wanted to make sure that everybody saw the entire glacier, so he stopped and turned the ship completely around
A couple different times.
Twice, as a matter of fact. And from what we understand, he could have gone closer, but the ice had already started forming, and so of course, ships and ice don't mix. But it's oh man, I can't say enough about the beauty. If you've never been to Alaska, this should make you want to go.
Absolutely. And these are active glaciers, and so the ice is coming off the glacier in a process called calving, right? And so every now and then you'll hear this pop, and the sound is
like thunder.
It's like bouncing around where you can't really immediately tell where it's coming from. You have to kind of scan around and find it. I tried a couple times to actually film a piece of ice coming off the glacier, and I could never catch it. I think this is a shot of that too. But you see ice in the water that's from where ice is falling off the glacier. And this is Johns Hopkins Glacier. It's one of the biggest active glaciers in the country. So
yeah, just take in all the beauty.
Yeah, it's fascinating time to be there. One of these days, maybe I'll just put a separate video of all the different pictures.
There you go.
8 hours of nothing but glacier shots.
There you go.
So anyway, that was Glacier Bay. We enjoyed it very much.
Well, the next day was Juneau, and we took an excursion. It was to the Mendenhall Glacier and Mount Roberts Tram. And the first part of it was the Mendenhall Glacier. And once again, it's the beauty, the nature of Alaska.
And the cold. Because this is all, the Mendenhall Glacier is also an active glacier. It's been retreating. They say due to a combination of global climate changes and other things, but it's been retreating over the years. It's getting smaller and smaller, retreating back towards Canada. But it still gets cold, as you can see. Sandy couldn't even get a rock in the water. But for weeks, we had been looking at weather reports of Alaska before we left, and it was rain every day in Juneau, rain in Ketchikan, rain in the park, and we thought we were going to have nothing but rain, but this weather was absolutely gorgeous.
It was really, really cold, but it was...
Yeah, for Glacier Bay and for Mendenhall. I mean, the skies were perfectly beautiful blue. The greens, the glacier ice, light being reflected. It's just amazing.
Yeah, once again, the beauty what is Alaska. And we're really glad that we went when we did. We went in October. It was one of the last sailings that they did to Alaska for the season. But you actually get what Alaska's about with the cold. The big cruising season is during the summer because it's not so cold. But we were very, very happy that this is when we did it because we got the real Alaska.
And after we saw Mendenhall, we got on that tram, went to the top of Mount Roberts.
Mount Roberts. Mm-hmm.
And nothing up there but a gift shop, so I was a little disappointed about that. But the views were absolutely gorgeous. You could see Juneau from the top of the mountain and the way it was laid out across the river.
Yeah, it was beautiful. But being at the end of the season, of course, everything was on sale at the gift shop. So
you did buy a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But we spent a little time up there, took pictures, had the opportunity, since we were in the United States, had the opportunity to call family and brag to them that we were in Juneau and they weren't. And then we came down the glacier and did some shopping and went
down the mountain,
excuse me, and went to the Red Dog Saloon.
Yes, that is an original saloon from the Gold Rush, and it is amazing. You can see in the pictures, it was just absolutely amazing. It was fun, and what they're famous for is what they call a duck fart.
Yes, it's an adult beverage,
and it's I don't even know what's in it.
I forgot.
Some type of whiskey and Bailey's and Kahlua. I have no clue. I just like to watch him make them.
So yeah, picture of them making the duck farts for a bunch of folks, and just they had a singer there who was he was really
country,
good.
Yeah,
doing country music. And that kind of stuff.
We had nachos. It was really good.
Yeah, and then we just basically walked around Juneau a little bit, picked up some souvenirs, and enjoyed the scenery and the beauty of it, and got a chance to stretch our legs a little bit before we
got back to the ship.
Got our back ship and started our last stop in Ketchikan, or close to Ketchikan anyway.
Right. Okay, the last day, or our last stop, should I say, was Ketchikan, and the excursion we did was called Misty, Fijord, and Wilderness Explorer. And you can see, again, it's just the nature, absolutely beautiful.
Well, the first thing you notice is the weather bottomed out on us. The beautiful weather I was just talking about went away for Ketchikan. We weren't even able to go into the city of Ketchikan itself because it was just raining too hard. So we immediately got on this small boat and went into the fjords, and that was a interesting experience just getting there.
Right, it was like a 2-hour boat ride to get there.
Yeah, and the oceans were kind of rough that day.
Very rough. I got a little scared a couple of times there.
That little boat was being tossed around. But the fjord actually is the end result of a glacier after it's melted and moved through. So all these scarred mountains that you're seeing and stuff are the end result of the fjords scraping across this area as it retreated thousands of years ago. And so this is what's left, and it's fascinating, eerie calm, and because it's protected by all these mountains.
Yeah, you can see the water's just
mist
as smooth
coming off
as it can be.
Yeah, and there's no wave action, nothing's just crystal smooth, clear, glass-like water that we were in the boat going through. It was, of course, raining, so that added to the misty part of the misty fjords.
Right. You can see up on top of the mountains, it's a little misty up there, and it. We stayed inside most of the time, but there were several times where we braved it and put on our hoods and went outside and took a lot of these pictures.
Because it's 30-something degrees outside, and we're
rainy
Southerners, and it's rainy, and of course the boat moving through made it windy, and it was miserable to be outside for very long. Plus you get water on the camera and on the lens, and had to stop all, go inside and clean that up before you can go back out. So it didn't really take away from the experience. We had a great experience doing it, but it was obviously the worst.
And we're glad we did.
The worst. Absolutely glad we did it. It was great fun. I enjoyed it very much, but it was just cold and windy.
Yeah. And then the next day we just was a sea day, headed back to Seattle.
Yeah. After the Misty Fjords, we pack it up and head back to Seattle to go home.
Right, and one of the greatest shows to me on a ship, and we've been on many ships, was the Choir of Man. And we got to see that on our last night. And if you ever get a chance to go on one of the ships where Choir of Man is the entertainment, you have to go. They're wonderful. I'm not sure if Keith feels the same way about it, but I absolutely love them.
I had a great time.
So we
had great seats right down front, because once again, the ship was only 50-60% full.
Right. And they before it takes place in an English pub, and
got
before
free
they
beer.
get started, they give everybody beer. I mean, it's just
from the
everybody,
stage.
You know, they come down from the
part
stage
of the show.
Yeah, they want you to be part of their pub. So we're going to leave you with a number from the Choir of Man, and we really hope you enjoy it. We hope you've enjoyed our Alaska adventures.
And just a couple of weeks, we're headed out again.
Yeah, and we'll put some more adventures up for you guys, and
look forward to that.
Have fun watching the Choir of Man.
It was a great trip. We look forward to doing it, and I'm glad we did it.
Absolutely.
And ready for the next one.
And the ship is beautiful too. It's the NCL Encore.
If you like pina colada.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be up to date every time we download a video.